We're gonna tell you all these different things, but that has to do with female nature. But in the end, you have to go out and be practical with it. So don't sleep in the theories, because I mean that's just gonna stay in your head. You gotta actually go out and participate in the real world. I say this time after time after time again. All right, I spent my time in sales, and one thing I understood when I was dealing with people is I understood that in order to get through this world, you have to understand how to move through people. And to understand how to move through people, you gotta understand their motivations. And to understand their motivations, you gotta talk to them. People tell you who they are all the time. You just have to listen. That's it. So when you're talking to a girl, you know, just being respectful and approaching her in a nice little manner without beating your chest, that doesn't mean you're a fucking simp. That just means that you're approaching her respectfully. And you don't know who that where it goes. Now, if she turns you down, band up the fucking walk on. She's going to respect you. Especially if you approach her in a place where you frequent most of the time and she's there, best believe there is an opportunity. It's gonna be there for you, and she's not gonna look at you like, oh, I turned him down. He was kind of his body language was kind of off. He was kind of weird about it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I gotta add to that. It's a little different. I don't know if you guys, that super chat was off. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
and I'm reading some of the comments into the chat, and it's just like,
dude,
yeah.
Dude, your chat is fucking ruthless, man. Freaking ruthless.
These guys don't play. I love them. I'm telling you, man. People don't realize this stuff is blowing up. Yeah, people. Because here's the thing. That's what I'm glad. I'm proud of the guys that support us. Like, real talk. It gives me hope that there's some sensible middle ground people out here. You know, there's some sensible people who are willing to call this stuff out.
Chris, I have to say something really quick, brother.
Go ahead, chime in, Cam.
Listen, I'd say it to every single content creator, even Duke, even me, even Matico, right? Don't blindly follow us. Don't blindly follow us. Have your own set of opinion.
am not shit. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've said it in the past videos, even before we start to blow up. I ain't shit, and I admit that. I'm not training. I'm not showing y'all anything. I don't have anything for you, all right? You want to talk about workouts? I've been doing the same workouts since high school football, all right? Ain't shit changed for me, all right? So don't look to me for anything, but continue, Cam.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, you know, there's guys like Chris has mentioned, Modern Life Dating, Richard Cooper, Myron Gaines, and FreshandFit, and all that kind of stuff, right? Don't blindly follow these guys and listen like, oh, okay, whatever you tell me, master, whatever you tell me to do, I'll listen to everything. No, like, have your own set of opinions. I remember when I first used to listen to Myron, and I'm like, a little harsh. Like, I remember the first time he told me advice, like, Cam, if the girl comes over to your place and she doesn't want to put out, call a girl in front of her. And I'm like, in my head, I you know, to be respectful to him, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll consider it. In my head, I'm like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. What the hell? That's not even a decent human thing to do. Like, I don't agree with that. Now, actually, to that NA's super chat. Listen, here's my philosophy of game. Okay, and Chris, I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna make it a short definition, and then Chris, go ahead after me because I know you want to say something. My definition of game is life. Game is everything. Like, you can have good game in sales. Like, for example, Duke, he was on football, on the high school football team. He probably, whatever position he was in, Duke is freaking ripped. I'm sure he was like kicking ass in football too.
Running back and free safety.
There you go. So with all those positions, I'm sure he was tackling all these other guys, and also like catching. Safety is geez, I don't know NFL that much, but I know I'm more of like a basketball guy. But I know running back is the offense. Safety is defense, isn't it?
Defense. Yep. Yeah, backfield, backfield. Good.
So he was the whole time, you know, he was tackling the guys, making sure that the QB, you know, that the QB, like, you can get a QB sack, right? And then also with the running back, he was making sure that ball is going right to the end zone. So that was game right there. Like, he had good game with football. And game is not just about dating. Like, game overall is everything. So if you have an understanding of who you are as a man, and you don't go based off emotional responses, like if, for example, Myron was saying, like, go, I don't recall him exactly doing this, but like, I know like other people in the comments and what has been inferred by him was to go and chase after Anna Quinn and bother her, right? That's how the whole ABBA video, and I think you were in that video too. It's like ABBA, you and, okay, I disagree with that 100% in the terms of you don't harass a girl just because a guy had an issue with another girl. That's not your girl. What does she have to do with you? Did she affect you? Did she hurt your feelings? You know?
And that's the mentality. So when we talk about the guys who are, I'm not even when the whole thing with 360 was going down, I didn't even feel, I felt kind of bad for it because I understood there was a mentality kind of issue, right? This is something where it's just like, all right, it's more of like a, you guys did something good for me. Now everything you say is like Bible, right? And I think that that's what's going on with this internet space right now. Not just with the manosphere, but with the manosphere is a bigger problem because we're dealing with young males. And young males, I mean, we want to be the future of society, so that's something that has to be clipped right then and there. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble in the future. But it's one of those things that it's the toxic mentality. When you have people who are emotionally available, let's say if you do something nice for them, they're more susceptible for you. Just because someone does something and it changes your life doesn't mean that they're actually right 100% of the time. I get it. Some of you guys out there, you guys are looking for leaders, and you guys are looking for those role models because maybe necessarily you don't have that group in your life. You don't have that particular mentor. I know for me, growing up in a single mother household, it was hard trying to teach yourself how to be a man. You go through these angry phases and things like that. I get it. I understand it. But a lot of guys, I understand, don't have that network around them. So you go into this space, you listen to them. You got to understand that these some ideologies are good and they're going to help you out. They're going to help you get far, like in the terms of game with Chris and things like that. It's going to help you get far. However, there's certain things in terms of the kind of things that they say, the manner they say it, things underneath it that you have to keep an eye for because you don't know what kind of energy that's being transferred into you or you're absorbing. JG Francois, thank you again for the super chat. He says, when was the last time you guys had a girlfriend? Okay. All right. Let me do with anything. I don't know what that has to do with it, but you know what? I appreciate the super chat, and we will answer the question. Go ahead and start. Get it started.
I'll do a receipt. I had a girl over on what? It was Saturday. Actually, no, it was Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Saturday. Had a decent time. It didn't go the way I wanted it to, but you know what? We did whatever, and I went to a German fest and I started talking to other girls. And you know what? I don't hate her for not. I don't hate her.
Wait, we gotta classify what girlfriend is though, because that means your relationship, right? Because what it sounded like you did, you seem like you just dated a good chick, and which is fine because it seems like that's what the culture is nowadays. She probably thought you were a boyfriend.
So I would say girlfriend.
Go ahead, Cam.
No. Go finish what you're saying. I'll go after you.
No, I was gonna say last time. Okay, in terms of dating, it's like last week was the last time I had to check over. But in terms of a girlfriend, like an actual relationship, I would say it was about 3-4 months ago. Nah, it was a pretty long time ago, and I don't see myself getting to especially right now with all the other stuff that I got going on. I don't see myself doing that, and because part of the reason why the relationship ended, it was just the time I couldn't give her. Real talk, I'm just all about work, and you guys gotta understand. And this is one other thing that I gotta point out with this industry. Dealing with women, it's a lot of time. It really takes a lot of time because some of you guys out there, here's the thing I want to ask you guys too, because part of the game you guys got to understand. Here's what, in my experience, dealing with women, how I did it was I had to pay attention to the women I was dealing with. Like, you have to pay attention to them, right? That's how it sets you apart from all the other guys that deal with them. If you're some of these advices that I see, it seems like it's like, okay, play the numbers game and then run through all of these and see who says yes. Okay, if you're sifting through that way, I guess you're probably gonna, get some wins here and there, but the quality is not gonna be there. That's the thing. So if you take your time, you see a girl that you're looking for, pay attention to her. What if she's at the, and I'm talking about in terms of where I do it, I meet up with girls that I regularly frequent. I don't go, randomly go out and cold approach women. It's like if I'm in a place, I'm in a gym or like I'm at the gym, boxing gym and things like that, there are girls there and they see me, they see my face, they're familiar with me. So when we have a conversation, it's not like I'm a stranger. It's like a kind of like a warm lead, right? We talk about in sales, a warm lead versus cold leads. It's a warm lead, right? So you're dealing with that. So that's the thing. But my thing is, when you're busy, when you're doing all this stuff, you got to figure out how to sparse your time. All right. And that was the mistakes I made when I was younger. Right. And I had a couple guys who would tell me, Drew, you got to stop chasing these girls. And these were older guys. You know what my mentality was? Fuck it. Y'all can't get pussy. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Fuck it. And what happened? Fucked around and got a girl pregnant. And then that was my life. Now, I'm not saying it was hard, but it was kind of difficult trying to get to where you are with the kid. You see what I'm saying? So build yourself up first, and then, if you want to have time to date, go ahead and do that. Real talk. If you're trying to get somewhere, it's really hard. Go ahead, Cam.
Yeah. So when was the last time I had a girlfriend? Well, the last time if he's talking about monogamy, the last time I had a girlfriend was, I'm 31 right now, and I think I was like 27. So 4 years ago. But my whole thing has been just seeing women. So here's the thing. Guys, I know every guy, someone in the chat for sure felt this. I know 100% fact that when the pandemic happened, we were all thinking to ourselves, okay, how many girls am I seeing right now? Okay, maybe 1 or 2 or whatever. But, you know, what am I going to do to find new girls if I want to find new girls? Like, what if the 2 girls I'm seeing right now are not like girlfriend quality, or maybe are not marriage quality? Maybe I don't see a future with them. Whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever your intentions are, go with whatever you want. I'm not saying go get married. I'm not saying get a girlfriend. Just do whatever you want to do. Be your own man, right? Follow your own principles. But I'm going to be honest and be out loud on this, that I was genuinely afraid that I would not be able to find a woman that I can attract during the pandemic, because I'm like, wait, there's no bars open, there's no clubs, there's no lounges. Like, that's where I would go and game girls. So I was thinking to myself, like, dude, and I would go on dating apps. Dude, I would be on dating apps swiping, shit results, paying for super chats or super likes, paying for all this stuff. And I wouldn't get the results that I wanted. So I was like, dude, am I an ugly guy? Am I mediocre looking? Am I like that ugly? Like, I work out. I have a good communication skills. I care about my well-being. So why is it that I'm not getting good results? That's when, you know, Myron and MLD showed me the route with Pandemic Pickup back in May of 2020, which was a phenomenal course, which for reference, it was, I think, like $300. And it was like way too undervalued. Like, honestly, this should have been like a $500-$600 course, but it ended up being like $300. And I remember like the last session, Myron stayed up till 3 a.m. my time. So it was 6 a.m. for him. He stayed up for all of us, explaining like all different environments of how to approach women in the clubs, how to approach women in different things. And it was like the perfect way to end the like an ending ceremony for the course. But, you know, essentially with like, you know, let's go back to the question of the super chat. When's the last time I had a girlfriend? You know, here's the thing. I don't know I want to know to NA, like, why are you asking that question? Are you saying it to find out like if we are credible to give advice? Because if that's your question, you got to go a little bit deeper than that, my friend. You got to ask, like, how do you know? Like, you got to quiz us on the way we operate with women, right? So I'm gonna just give this short answer right here and then drop it back to Duke on this. So I'm gonna say this: if you, as a man, only have the penetration with her, you just have that bedroom fun, and that's all you offer to her as a man, shame on you. You got to give way more to a girl than just bedroom fun. These girls want substance. They want life. They want leadership. They want guidance. They want to be a strong masculine man. So here's the thing. My first date principles is this. Girls come straight to my house. I don't have time for coffee dates or dinner dates or anything like that. These girls are coming straight to my crib. Okay. And when they come over to my crib, we have fun, we smash, and then afterwards, I like to get that out of the way as soon as possible, but not meaning like I discount the sex, but like once the sex is done and it's great between the girl and I, now I'm wondering, okay, what does she have to offer me as a man? Because I run a business, I have my YouTube channel and stuff. Like, how can she complement my life? So if I'm a man of self-development, Duke. So if I'm about self-development, best believe any girl who's part of my rotation or who's my girlfriend, she's going to get also my self-development principles and anything I can do to make her a better woman as well, because I don't want some bullshit woman standing next to me. I want a strong woman, and I don't mean like this strong, independent, none of that crap. Like, she can have her job, go get your money, that's fine. Go ahead, boo boo, do your thing. But what I'm saying is, when you're along Grand Cam, you're following my lead, and I'm gonna make you a freaking stud. Because I'm a stud, I'm gonna make you a freaking stud too. So that's my whole thing on that.
So I'm gonna Chris, if you had anything to add to that, hold it. Let me get through the super chat real quick. N1C, I gotta know what that stands for. That's it's like number one challenger. This is the first thing that came in my head. But thank you for the $10 super chat. Having older friends helped when I was younger. That said, sometimes the lessons you learn are not what to do, and sometimes being older just means you've been making the same mistakes longer. That's true, right? We talk about, learning from other people's mistakes is such an important part of life. That's another way you can kind of shortcut your way towards getting things done. However, just to go back to it here, because there was an interesting point that you brought up. I hope I can go back and see it, because that was I can't. But here's the thing. It's like one of those things where with your uncle, right? Let's say if you had an uncle out there who, every once in a while he imparts some good advice to you. He says some good shit, and every once in a while, he just does some shit that doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, where the hell did you get that from? All right. Now, I'm not saying you should discount your uncle based on the crazy advice that he gives you, but if he gives you solid advice about, hey, son, put your money up. You ain't got to start doing all that. You don't have to be out here and do all this crazy stuff. That's good advice. But if he's telling you wild out and eat the booty like groceries, that's just like, I don't know, like you going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to get at. It's not listen to the people around you, because definitely a lot of young men were lacking masculine role models. We're lacking that in schools, and we're lacking that in society at large. And guess what? You're not going to find that in the media, and good luck finding that in real life in general, because you're not going to be treated the same. You're going to be treated differently just because you're a man. However, having these different spaces, which is why it's more important that we have to criticize these online spaces, is because these are kind of like at least one of the some of the openings where men can actually have full-on discussions and interact with each other within these different spheres. However, we just got to make sure that, just like Uncle, we're separating the good advice, and we're at least being aware and calling out the bad ones, just to go with that super chat. But thank you. JG Francois, let me just get through these two real quick, and then we'll let you go, Chris. He says, too much cap to save face and stop saying penetrate. What?
He said when I said penetrating these chicks, he doesn't. JG Francois doesn't like that. That's funny. Well, you know what, JG Francois, that's fine. You got your own opinion, my man, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing because I'm a man.
Hey,
I have my own principles, my standards. You do your thing too, brother.
Listen, people have their way of doing this. See, look, this is where I separate from you, because I do coffee, and I do drinks, and the reason why I do that is just because, like I said, it's just a different caliber of women I deal with. Right? I'm not gonna. You see, I've dealt with girls where they come over your crib, but typically those girls are willing to do that. They don't really have anything themselves really going for them like that. That's just me. Most of them don't really have shit going for them, and real talk, it's you. And when you lay down the pipe, now all of a sudden they're attached to you, and it's like, damn, like, you see me working, I got all this shit. No, you can't come over today. Like, what the hell? I got time for you. So that's my thing. But the girls that I go out and like to feel out, that's where I get to talk to them and like to see, okay, I'm in your presence, you're in my presence, you can feel my personality, I get a chance to yours. Because here's the thing, I had a crazy experience the last time I had a girl over, like just brought her over off of just matching alone, and it went crazy because she started wilding out. Went out, got some alcohol in her, and she was different. Came back to the crib, all of a sudden it was just some crazy. I did a story time out in the previous episode, but the next thing, my shit was getting tossed around. The cops had to get called. I'm in my balcony just sitting there like, yo, come get this crazy bitch out of my house. So since then, it's just one of those things where I got to know who you are before I bring you to my domain. But I bring you to a place where I lay my head at. So that's a little different. But if I know that you're a caliber of woman that it's like, all right, I can deal with you, then it's fine. But it's different for different people. Chris, what do you got to say about that?
No, I was about to say I run the same exact type of game as you, and I wanted to touch on that super chat a little bit as the youngest guy here.
Oh, let's go back into that. Go ahead.
Not that one.
I can't go back to that one. That one's far gone.
Yeah, that was always far back. I want to touch on that one because I'm the youngest guy. So I'm 25 years old. I'm the youngest guy here, and I saw some people in the chat go like, "Yo, Maddie's got to chill. Matico's got to chill," and all that type of stuff. And I'll be honest, man, am I fully immature yet? No, but do I have a good head on my shoulders? I mean, I talk with Cam almost every damn day. I think I have a relatively good, decent head on my shoulders, and you know what? I honestly, I'm at the point where, listen, I ran through some numbers already. I know what kind of caliber woman that I want in my life, and now I want to start getting to that point. I'm like, and it's just about being mature, going for it, and all that sort of stuff. So that's the one thing I wanted to say right there, and to say about running game the same way. I'm very similar to you, Duke, when it comes to I like going out to get drinks and a cup of coffee. The reason why is because my first. This is actually a fun story. My first ever lay, I brought her back to my. We ended up at a bar, and I brought her back to my place. I didn't buy her any drinks or anything like that, but I brought her back, and it was like 3 consistent times, and she found out some stuff about me that she wasn't too happy about, and I had to kick her out because she was wilding out too. And I'm just like, no, we're not doing that again. Listen, red flags are green flags for short term, but this more than the Chinese Communist parade. Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. You guys gotta. There's nothing wrong with getting chicks over at your place. If you can do it, that's fine. Get it going. My thing is, I would say, especially with like things like Tinder, because let's just be real, I sport fuck with Tinder. That's what I do. All right, so Tinder, I don't like if I pull you off of Tinder, it's probably not going to be relationship material. Just being real. But it's one of, because like if I want to meet a girl, it's got to be in real life. It's got to be in real life, and it's got to be a place where I got to be familiar with you. Because you're right, man. I'm at that stage where you can still do the rotations, you can still go back and bang chicks and whatnot, but realistically, it just. To me, it just feels the same, man. Whether the light's on and off, when you stick your dick in there, depending on how tight or loose she is, it really is the same. So now, what else is more than the pussy, right? The post-nut realization. What else is beyond that? How else can you help me? Am I gonna nut in you and all this? Oh shit! Like, You know, are you gonna go crazy? Like, what's your attitude gonna be like? Because sex is different, bro. I don't care what anyone tries to say, especially with women. It's different, bro. They become different after you have sex with them. I don't care if it's one of those, even if it's a one night stand for her, that still makes a difference. You see what I'm saying? So you're transferring energy. So you got to make sure the person you're swapping energies with, they got their mind on straight. You don't know what kind of toxic environments people are coming up from. So I think getting that first initial meetup, being out there just to get a sense of who they are. If you aren't in a position where you can see him repeatedly, like I said, like a gym or something like that. I refer to gym because that's where I go. But like if you're at a gym or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, and you see him repeatedly, they talk to you and stuff like that. That's fine. That's more of a, okay, we've talked, we swapped numbers, we said hello, things like that. But if in terms of like just going out, Tinder, and just invite her over, I'm not too comfortable with that. Especially after that experience, I gotta know who you are. I gotta know. Super chat, N1C, $4.99. Cooking a $50 meal for a woman will impress them more than taking them to a $100 restaurant and you're already at your crib. Perfect. Look, man, I used to go to in Wisconsin, in Madison, we have this thing called Old Brick Gardens, and it's like a butterfly exhibit, right? You just go in and you get the butterflies, these birds flying around and shit. You take a girl there, you walk around. Oh my god, this is great. This is awesome, right? What, it's like $10 per person per head, and it's not that crazy, and you're having an experience, right? And that's an experience. Well, most guys who are focused on, let me take her back to the crib and let me go do this and do that, they're not doing that. So if you're really looking for a girl out here that's gonna be, you want to get a feel out, you want to get the personality you really want to build a relationship with, there are different places you can take it out to. It ain't just got to be your crib. Find something unique and she will love you. And the thing is, to know that she's not interested in you, if she's already suggesting, we got to go out and eat over here, or we got to go out and do this over here, and all these expensive things, then you probably know. And if it doesn't vibe well with you, because there are guys who all right, let's go spend the money. But if it's something that you're not really interested in, paying too much and doing all stuff for dates, bruh, go. That's it. That tells you who she is right then and there. She's telling you who she is. She's all about the materials. Move the fuck on and deal with the ones that are willing to take you to a butterfly exhibit.
Duke,
go ahead.
Man, I love this chat, dude. This chat is freaking
they going crazy.
Kudos to you, brother, for making this happen. It's all because of you and your energy and your entertainment factor that gets this shit going. So I
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Can we go back to the other shout out to NA again for the super chat? Can we go back to N1C?
Yeah, let's do that.
I think it's still active because I can see it on the comment section. So maybe
let me go all the way. No, dang, it's like pass. No, that one's from NA. NA got another $5 one here. But that one, so
I can read it. It says cooking a $50 meal for a woman will impress them more, yada yada yada. Okay, so N1C, that's a very very good. I have to agree with
JG Francois said it's a joke, not an insult. Hey, listen, bro, we don't take things personally over here. All right, that's why I like. Hey, some of you FNF fanboys and stands, I laugh at y'all, man. I think you guys are hilarious. Real talk. Like, there is no hatred whatsoever, man. Like, honestly, I love it. We're guys, man. I don't give a shit, man. Talk your stuff. Just don't be like, disrespectful. Talk your shit. I don't care. Exactly. But go ahead. Go to your point. $50 meal versus $100.
Yeah, so, the best part about cooking with a woman, see, this is what gets women very excited to stay around with a man. The reason why women don't stay with their men is because, well, all we do is just bang and penetrate. Wink, wink. All we do is true. Yeah, I gotta just give it to the guy who says stop saying penetrate. So all you're doing is you're just banging and penetrating each other, and these girls are like, dude, this guy doesn't have any substance. That's all he is. It's just like a rag doll for me. Like, I'm out of here. I'm bouncing. Yeah. Girls want loyalty. Girls want a guy that's gonna stick around for the most part, right? And of course, there are girls that just want casual flings, and that's it. That's cool. You do your thing, girl. Whatever you like to do. Now, the best part, here's some game for guys about the cooking thing. Guys that have not become good with cooking, or they haven't mastered the art of cooking, right? You got to work on the ASAP, because here's why. Here's a great first idea that I have a date coming up with one of these girls I'm seeing that she's like very, very into me. She's very keen. One of the things I told her for her birthday was that I said, let's make pizza together, because she loves pizza. So I like to cook. I actually have like a few Instagram videos and some TikTok videos of me like cooking and stuff. And I'm in the restaurant industry, so I love to cook in general. So for me,
you are lucky, because girls love that shit.
Thank you, brother.
I would tell you that.
Thank you, brother. So one of the things I encourage women to do with me is when I'm cooking is like, hey, come over here. Let me show you how I like put sauce on the pizza. Let me show you how I sprinkle the cheese. And I give them a little restaurant tricks into the cooking. So when there's engagement, there's excitement, there's storytelling in the middle of the pizza, there's a little bit of banter between you guys. Girls love that shit. It's way more than like just going to a restaurant. Anybody can go to a restaurant. Anybody can order DoorDash and bring it over to your house. Like, be a man of substance. This is what it's all about. Like, if you can create substance with a girl, dude, that's what I'm telling you, man. If you like go out there and have a cooking experience with a girl. Like, I have a barbecue grill like right outside. I have two different grills. I have a flat top grill where you can do like hibachi style, and I also have like a charbroiler so you can cook some hamburgers and shit on it, right?
And then while you're doing that, teach her some stuff too as well, because that adds to the experience.
Exactly. So I have this trick, this asparagus trick. So I'm going to, so with asparagus, this is what you do. You get the asparagus, like, you have the two ends and you just split it like that. You just split it like that. And where it splits, that's where you cut it. So, and then you don't get the unnecessary, like, dark chewy parts or whatever at the bottom piece. So I teach these girls this. I say, hey, every girl that has learned this, she's like, oh, wow, that's so cool. I'm like, okay, do you know how to cut it now? Let's get all the asparagus together. Do you know how to cut it? And she's like, no, I don't. I'm like, so what I'll do is I'll come behind her and I say, I got you, baby girl. So I put my hand, on her left hand, and then I'll put my hand on her right hand, say, okay, be careful, watch your fingers. Okay. And then boom. And right there, she feels like this guy actually gives a shit about me besides the way I look and how I move when I'm in the bed with them.
And that's an excellent point, because guys, you got to understand there's an other side to it, right? Because I get in a lot of these red steel spaces, a lot of perspective we hear is from the guys. Granted, it is a male only space, but we also got to understand that women, they don't want to, because you got to realize that the guys that are talking to them are the ones who have been, like I said before, with the Yende. They're the ones who have already been running through and going through all these rejections. For instance, I'm sure, Cam, you've dealt with rejections from women. Chris, I'm sure you've dealt with rejections. You see what I'm saying? But the reason why you're dealing with girls is because you kept trying. You didn't say, all right, fuck it, I got my heart broken, so I'm just gonna go the FreshandFit and just super chat and say, fuck you guys. You know what I'm saying? No, you're gonna say, hey, look, it's whatever, it's cool, I'm gonna go get to the next one because I know who the fuck I am. That's what it is. So the girls that but here's the thing, you guys are sensible guys, all right? But there are a lot of guys out there who keep trying, but they don't have that same, they're demons. They're running out here, just their whole goal is to slay through as many of these broads as possible. So you got to understand that's who they're dealing with. And if you want to talk about sex is easily acceptable to girls, yes, it is. And a lot of these guys who exhibit the same traits that you guys have, they're demons, and they're treating them certain kind of ways. So they want to run into a guy like Cam who said, hey, baby, let me show you how to break this asparagus real quick. All right, let me come behind you. You are teaching her. You're already putting yourself at a position of authority, first of all, and you're showing her something new. And the most important thing, which is the biggest thing that's going to help you out with this whole entire game process whatsoever, is you're giving her experience that she can take to her friends and say, girl, you won't believe what we did. He showed me how to cut the experience. He said you got to break it and whatnot. And guess what? Even when she decides to leave a guy like Cam, right, she's going to go to another relationship and probably teach the dude that probably ain't doing the same thing to him that shit. You see what I'm saying? So already, even though it's not monetary, he just leveled her up to a certain extent. So you see what I'm saying? This is the kind of experience I'm talking about, where I'm talking to all these guys when they're talking about all the material. You gotta have the 6 figures. You gotta have the high. You gotta have no. Be a fucking leader and create a reality for her. That's it. That's all you gotta do. It's not that hard, bro. I know fuckboys that are demons all the time. They create negative realities for a lot of these women that they buy into, and it leads them down a toxic path, whether it's lying about baby mamas or lying about all these other things. There are guys that are doing that. But the one key thing that keeps the girls hooked to these guys, where you guys are talking about, why do you always go back, is because these guys painted a reality to these girls. And all you have to do is do the exact same thing, but don't be so negative about it. That's it.
Yeah.
Ahmad Hill, thank you for the super chat. He says, teaching men to be men. And great work, gentlemen. I appreciate it. No, that is a shout out, man. That's what this space needs. Listen, I'm not saying that the red pill's wrong. I agree with most of the things they say. I agree with most of the things that FreshandFit says. Oh, that might sound crazy, but it's true. My problem is it's coming from a place that lacks practicality. That's it. And by practicality, it's just, hey, there's certain theories that you guys say when you translate to the real world to guys who've actually talked to women, and trust me, dealt with women, which is not as easy as these guys are making it seem to be. some things typically don't match up. And I can tell that there's some things that can, especially a lot of you guys who aren't experienced with women, it'll piss you off and it can easily turn you the right way, especially if you don't have that tough skin. So that's my main thing. And we have to just make sure we point that out so we're not having a bunch of angry dudes out here. But yes, you're right. Men touching men, we got to have more spaces like this.